Hi everyone, welcome to this week's edition of The Fix. And The Fix is where we take the big ideas from the AI shift on Wednesday and make them practical by answering the 5 most common questions business owners have been asking. Hi everyone, my name is Craig and it's very good to be with you today for another edition of The Fix, where we answer your real AI questions, give you clear strategic answers, no hype, just systems. And we're going to take the biggest questions we've received this week, the 5 biggest questions, about our last episode on the AI Insight, where we explored why behaviour-driven funnels outperform traditional funnels every time. The constant theme from the feedback of that session was everyone got the idea, but how do I actually start using behaviour inside my funnel? They can understand why it works, but how do they then start utilising this and implementing it into their business? And that's the right question, because you don't need new software. You don't need a brand new funnel. You don't need to rebuild anything from scratch. All you have to do is understand the behavior that's already happening inside your funnel and use AI to interpret and help you interpret. So let's jump into the 5 questions from the week. The first one was, how does AI actually see buyer behavior? And this is the most common question, and it's the one where it gets people caught up the most, because I think they have to do something different or there's something they're missing from their current funnel. But you're not. AI sees the behavior that your tools are already tracking. You're already getting page visits. You're already getting scroll depth. Who's clicking on your links? How long people are watching your videos? Who opens your emails? Who reopens your emails? When someone opens something late at night, how many times they may visit your pricing page? How fast they move between pages? Where they hesitate? Where they slow down? So you don't need any special codes. You don't need to edit your lead magnet. You don't need a complex tracking setup. AI doesn't need new data. It just reads the data that your business already has, is already collecting, that you may not be using or may not know that you've actually got it. And the difference is you now know that you can collect this data and that you can interpret it using AI. So not you having to sit over data and figures that come through, but getting AI to connect the dots for you. The second question is, what's the simplest way to start using AI to interpret my funnel? And that's just start simple with a 10-minute AI behavior audit. All you have to do is just look at your data, your screenshots, your data from your last 7 to 14 days, emails, page visits, pricing views, proposal opens, anything you already have. Paste it into AI and use this prompt. Analyze this behavior, identify hesitation points, friction points, and readiness signals. What are the 3 top insights and what should I do next? Then AI will analyze the patterns for you. AI, remember, is great with pattern recognition. So the first thing you need to do before you start going off and changing things on your funnel is just interpret first. Understand your funnel first, what is happening, what people are doing, before you need to make any changes. So get to understand what prospects, clients, and customers are actually doing in your funnels today. Third question, how do I know what behavior actually matters? That's exactly right. Not all clicks matters, but some clicks mean everything to you and your business. So there are 5, what we believe are 5 key behavior patterns that will give you insight into what's actually happening inside your funnel. Your pricing page revisits. Is there a strong interest plus hesitation? This is maybe the buyer saying, I'm interested, I'm nearly there, but I need some proof. Another one is proposal reopens. Are you sending people proposals? They're reopening, which means they get a high intent, timing matters, and the follow-up needs to be precise. Testimonial binging. They're looking for trust building mode. Here you need to send them outcomes, case studies, or risk removals. You may have someone who's a fast mover. They're moving quickly through your pages. They're ready. So you no need to bury them in long sequences drawn out over 7 days. and scroll depth. This will help you, which will uncover for you any friction, whether there's confusion, overwhelming, whether people are unclear on their value or there's a poor call to action structure. So these 5 key areas will give you an insight into what you need to change and how to look at your funnel from a customer's viewpoint and what people are doing. Should I change my follow-up? We strongly recommend you change your follow-up from being a calendar-based to being a behavior-based. By calendar-based, most people run their autoresponders and follow-ups in a time period. Day 1, I send this. Day 5, I send this. Day 7 or day 8, day 9, day 10, I send this, and none of that. You don't do that with behavior-driven follow-ups. What you track is when they've just revisited your pricing page, you send a case study now. Not in 2 days, not in 3 days. You send it based on their behavior. So if someone visits your pricing page, you send proof. If someone's looking at your testimonials, you send outcomes. If someone is reopening your proposal, you send reassurance. If they're a fast mover, you don't wait to day 10 to ask them what their next step are or to clarify the next step. You move it forward to day 4 or day 5. If they're a slow mover, you clarify the value that you're providing. Behavior will tell you the right moment when you need to interact with your customer. AI will tell you the right message you need to send. And the final question is, what should I improve first in my funnel? Don't start with your emails. Don't start with rewriting your offer. Don't start with adding steps. Particularly don't start by adding steps. Start where behavior breaks. Get AI to identify where scroll depth collapses, where attention drops up or dies off, where people stop, where they revisit but don't convert, where they move fast and then stall. That's your first fix. Identify these friction points before you touch the messaging. Identify where you are slowing down or customers are hesitating or where they're leaving before you touch the messaging. Messaging can persuade someone who is interested, but it can't rescue someone who is confused. So fix these friction areas where customers are currently showing you they're either confused, they're interested, they're uncertain, and fix those. Get on top of where the friction points are in your current funnel, and that will help you improve your results going forward. So here's the real takeaway. You don't need a bigger funnel. You don't need more traffic. You don't need more automation. You just need more clarity. And clarity will come from understanding the behavior that's already happening inside your funnel and using AI to interpret what buyers are telling you silently. So we weren't about rebuilding anything this week. We were just about giving you a new lens to have a look at your funnel through, to look at your relationship with your customers, to stop working on a calendar, time-based thing and start looking at behavior. This is how you get to be more personal without being creepy. This is where you get to see if someone's opening your pricing or your proposal. You respond to that. You respond to how customers are interacting with your sales funnel. So that's us for this week, for another edition of The Fix this Friday. So start to have a look and maybe track some things of your funnel this afternoon after today. Upload them to your AI tool of choice, use the prompt we provided, and get to analyze how people are interacting and behaving inside your funnel, and start to address those 5 key issues. Please leave us some feedback or comments or topics you'd like us to cover in future editions of The Fix. This beginning of December now, so we'll only have probably 2 more sessions before we'll break for 2 or 3 weeks, given the Christmas New Year period for everyone. So, but if you're interested in getting things activated before January hits, reach out to us, because we have 2 programs we operate over the summer for selected clients. One is where we will come in and immediately set up automate a workflow for you over the Christmas New Year break so that you start January 2026 on the front foot, not being caught behind. Or secondly, we will set up for you an AI agent, one agent over the summer Christmas New Year break that will get you a head start with your competitors in 2026. So look out for those. Send us a note if you're interested in those. They're two explicit programs we run just over the summer Christmas New Year period. Summer for us, winter for everyone else. So I'll say the Christmas New Year period. They get you on the front foot for 2026. They're limited to 2 clients per program. So if they are of interest to you, you need to get in and put your name on the list. Otherwise, you go on the wait list for when we kick it off again in February 2026. But if they're of interest to you to have one workflow automated over the Christmas New Year period, the biggest bottleneck you've got in your business, imagine if you had that fixed during the Christmas New Year period, and when you came back in 2026, everything was firing on all cylinders for you. Look out for our subscription service, The Pulse, where every month we send you key insights into using AI for your marketing, for your automations, and for your workflows. That's $7 a month, and that provides you real tips and action points to start implementing into your business. Thank you for your attendance today. Look out for us next week, both on Wednesday for the AI shift, where we address some key points in regards using AI in your small business. And next week again on Friday, when we present the fix, where we answer the 5 most common questions we received during the week. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of the day this Friday. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Look forward to seeing you next week.